Hello and welcome to Kingston Rugby. Kingston first team is playing Laval's first team in the Eastern Ontario Fédération Rugby de Quebec Interlock League. Kingston is in gold and black. Laval is in green and red. The referee today is Mike Chambers, a local teacher from Holy Cross High School and the senior IRB educator in this city other than Sean McDonough at Royal Military College. My name is John Clark and I have Josh Heyman with me.
Hello.
We have our first scrum. The ball was not lost forward by Kingston. Laval has to put into the scrum.
It's a good attacking position here. You can attack either side with the scrum in the middle of the field.
And Kingston, I didn't see that. I think that was I believe that was a wheel of the scrum, too fast. Tap penalty taken by Laval. Kingston must stand off 10 meters, and once Laval taps the ball through the mark with their foot, Kingston can advance. Oh, good break by the Laval player.
No, not too much support for an offload, though.
Nope. But that is a ruck, and Kingston has to stay behind the last foot of the ruck. And a good tackle by Ibrahim. Good take. And Mike Chambers is calling an advantage for Kingston being offside. That's a full penalty. On a full penalty, Laval can kick
Another
it
nice
straight
tackle
into
by a back on a big guy there.
the full penalty. Laval can kick straight into touch. Mike Chambers is still playing advantage. No advantage coming. Mike was a little confused at first. He had his arm pointed the wrong way. So now Laval has an opportunity. They can either kick directly into touch, and they'll have the throw in to the line out, or they can take a scrum, or they can tap the ball and run it. They've chosen to kick into touch. Lineouts are for balls that go into touch. Normally it goes to the team not putting the ball into touch, but in the case of a penalty, they get the ball back. Kingston must match numbers in the lineout or have less than Laval. You'll see the two back lines standing off. They must be 10 meters from the line of touch, which is the line going down the middle of the two sets of forwards. That's a good throw.
Great play by that flanker there, stopping the 10 dead in his tracks.
The three, the big prop, took the ball on. And a ruck.
Kingston needs to get their stuff sorted out here. They're taking way too many penalties.
That's right. And in that case, you saw Mike sweeping his arm back, indicating that Kingston was playing the ball on the ground, which they are not allowed to do in the ruck. Laval has chosen to go for post. Scoring in rugby entails kicking for post, a penalty kick like this, which will be 3 points. They can score a try by going over the line and touching the ball on the line, on the white chalk, or over the line. They must touch the ball down. That's 5 points. They can then choose to convert it, which is a 2-point conversion. Or they can take a drop kick on the run where the ball must touch the ground and they can kick through the ball. If it goes through the post, again, it's 3 points. This is a penalty kick. We'll wait to see if Laval can score.
It's no good, but that was a very well striking ball. Had a good distance on it.
And the result of that is that Kingston can now drop kick the ball out from within their own 22-meter line, and they can restart that way. Ibrahim kicks the ball. It's a good kick. It hits the gap, which is good. although the Hull winger or the Laval winger took it. Now the fullback kicked it. Everybody must be behind the fullback. The ones that are ahead of him had to
Nice
retreat.
kick right into a perfect spot where there's
And
nobody.
Ibrahim saw the gap, and it's a great kick. Huge pressure on the Laval player, but the Laval player got there quickly, picked it up.
Nice support coming back for Laval to get back and support their team.
Good pressure by Kingston, and Kingston
gets
stole
big
the ball
turnover.
by Dennis Hasselstein. But the ball was open, and unfortunately, the Laval player, when it popped out of Dennis's hands, was right there to take the ball.
Okay.
Good ruck by Kingston. Ron Murphy passed it to Ibrahim.
Nice little crash ball by Trevor Snyder, making some good ground, breaking a few tackles on the way.
Ron Murphy, Ibrahim, and nice inside ball.
It's Chris Warner there taking it in. And Jacob McDonald coming over.
And they've
for
set up a
rucking.
nice ruck. He sent it out to the center.
Nice little step by Charlie Tremblay. He's a young player with a lot of up to his game. He's going to be a very good member for this club in the future.
Yeah, and Charlie was a graduate of QECVI, and great run by the prop. I love it when the big guys score the tries. It's supposed to be the fast, pretty wingers that score, but the hard guys in the engine room of the pack, when they score, it touches my heart.
Everyone loves a big man try. Going back to Charlie Tremblay there, he will, in the fall, he'll be attending Trent University, playing rugby with them.
Charlie's a quality player. He's a very elusive runner. From a personal perspective, Charlie is an extremely positive player to have on the field when you're refereeing. He does not get angry. He does not talk back. He talks to you. He talks with you. So Charlie will do well in life with that, with his people skills. As I said before, that was a try that was scored by the prop. That's 5 points. Ibrahim is about to kick the convert. You saw the ball fall over. He had to look to the referee, Mike Chambers, to allow him to replace the ball because Laval can charge the convert, and the referee has to allow the ball to be replaced without a charge. Oh, nice try, but wide.
Just off. Score is now 5-0 for Kingston.
As we wait for the ball to come back, when you've been scored on 15-a-side rugby, you have to kick off to the team from the center to line, and the other team is 10 meters back on the 10-meter line, which if you see it on the field, it's a dashed line across the field. All the players from the Laval side must be behind the kicker. Good long kick. Trevor Snyder receives. Good communication by Trevor. Oh, nice.
A little bit of an unorthodox play there from Dennis Asseltine.
But he looked up and he saw the gap. Oh, nice run
break
by the
fullback.
fullback.
Good support, nice offload. Oh, but a big hit by Chris Warner.
It looks like Kingston has the ruck on the side.
Oh, quick tap taken by Trevor Snyder.
That call by the referee was Laval going in from the side of the ruck. They must come back into the ruck from the gate, from behind the ball. And they chose to do it from the side. Oh, skip pass that missed everybody except the touch line. Throw into Laval. We'll see number 1 walking across. I believe that's Sam McLaughlin. His brother Ian, I believe, is playing on the wing, number 14. Sam is number 1. Sam works for Correctional Services in Kingston.
And also does a lot for the club by he deals with all the registration and always has time to help out whenever the club needs a hand.
And he pays the referees too.
His brother Ian's also a valuable club member.
Hall's about to throw in. We'll see if they can put it in straight. Good catch and pop down to the scrum half, right into traffic. He's maintaining his feet. Now he's gone to ground. Kingston must release and roll away. The scrum half's taking the ball out, or the prop. The prop, I guess. He's driven forward. Another pick and go.
Laval really seems to be playing a crash-style offense today.
Ooh, that's a nice try by the scrum half, but the ball was open. He almost lost it to Kingston. Good attempt at the counter ruck. Ooh,
that's a penalty.
Dangerous play. Mike Chambers has called time off. You are not allowed to tackle the player in the air. Mike's explaining what he's done wrong. He's very lucky that he's not being yellow carded. Oh, ball's still in. It's gone a long way though. Fullback's picked it up. Not a great kick by the fullback.
Kingston has a very good attacking option here out wide, making some good ground.
Little chip through, pressuring. Laval has taken the ball, I believe, in the field. Yes, they took it in the field and they dove over their line, took it into the own goal and touched it down. The result is a 5-meter scrum, attacking side ball, which is Kingston. Great pressure by Kingston on that kick. Intelligent kick into space, forced Laval to turn and run with pressure on coming from behind. Ron Murphy puts the ball into the scrum. Kingston's driving forward.
The Kingston scrum really didn't have in their way with the Laval scrum today. Front row seems to be dominating quite well.
Dennis Elstein, I believe it is, picked up the ball from the number 8 position in the scrum, went wide and was able to get it down close to the posts, which will mean Ibrahim has a chance to convert fairly easily. I thought for a while Kingston was going for a pushover try, but Laval was able to shunt them and turn them a bit enough that Dennis had to pick the ball and go. It also looked that it turned, the scrum turned to the open, brought it closer to the post. So for Dennis, that meant the defending flanker was turned away from him. And Ibrahim kicks the convert, another 7 points for Kingston.
So that makes the score 12-0. Yeah.
Kingston prepares for another kickoff. The players try to cover the gaps where the ball may be kicked to. And they'll try to support each other when the ball goes to them.
Nice kick by the Laval fly half.
Again, Trevor, a little fake. Trevor goes straight up the middle. Good pass for Ibrahim.
Nice gap by Charlie Tremblay.
Charlie's got a long way to go. He's looking for support.
And I think he has some. Dropped pass.
Nice pass, but well, I think it wasn't so much
still
a drop.
recovered by Kingston. Fancy little pass by Dennis Asselstein to put Charlie Tremblay into the end zone.
Yeah, Charlie's initial pass was blocked by a Laval player, so it did not go forward, and it was kicked down and recovered by Kingston. Good interplay by Kingston, good support. The thing about rugby is that it's a game played by 15 men or women on the field, and you must play with support and you must communicate to each other. And you may hear occasionally people calling for the ball on a kickoff, or you may hear them calling for the ball to be passed to them.
As you can see on that replay there, that crazy pass by Dennis Asselstein that he pulled off, that's one of those old man tricks that he's got from being around rugby for such a long time. Dennis being one of the older members of the club for this men's team, he's kind of like, everyone calls him the old man of the team. He's kind of like the father of the team to a lot of the younger guys. He's a big role model to all the guys, especially a lot of the QE graduates. He's just an all-around great guy, does a lot for the club, a lot more than he's asked to, everything. He's an extremely valuable member.
Yeah, Dennis and Brandon Watt here at QE have been tremendous for kids from this area. We've seen a lot of the QE graduates come in and in some cases turn their lives around simply because of the rugby program with Dennis and Brandon, and before that Ruben Brunet. And
yeah, Dennis also does a lot of recruiting too from QE, gets guys to come out, play rugby in the summer instead of just playing for their high school.
Yeah, score now is 17-0 for Kingston. That play there where Mike Chambers blew up the play had I believe it was the Kingston player run into his own player, so he put himself accidentally offside. In this case, the ball is turned over to Laval, and they have to put in at a scrum. Scrum is composed of 3 front row, 2 props, loose head and tight head.
Again, Kingston's scrum is just dominating Laval's side. Kingston's putting Laval under a lot of pressure here.
Laval actually played the ball in, but it was Mike Chambers was blocked by the players. Laval actually crossed in front or behind their own player, which was an obstruction penalty. Good quick tap and go by Ibrahim. And nice chip over. Good pressure on the Laval team in their own end goal. We have another line out. To go back to the scrum, as I was saying, comprised in the front row of 2.
Kingston decided to opt for the quick line out there instead of setting it up and doing your normal kind of style line out that we've seen earlier.
They tried to dive over, almost scored. Another line out. I'll get back to the scrum of the next scrum. We'll try that again. In the line out, you have the hooker generally who throws in this case Trevor Snyder, and you'll have lifters and jumpers. Trevor will try to hit his jumper, who will be lifted by 2 other players front and back. The backs must be back 10 meters from the line of touch. Dennis Asselstein takes the ball in the air. Good throw. And now we have them all. Ball's picked. Good pick off the back of the maul.
was Chris Warner there taking it in.
Nice try. Kingston's been dominant with most of the teams this year in the FRQ Interlock League. They had several players come back from their championship Barden team this year, and that's helped the team grow. It's also meant that in the league they're in, they're dominant. So my expectation is that Kingston will go back to the FRQ second division.
Great stiff arm there by Chris Warner on that replay for the try.
$22-0 for Kingston now. If Ibrahim gets his kick, it would be 24. Hard ass though, given that it's close to the 5-meter line from the line of touch.
Has the distance.
Nice trick. Nice.
No good though.
Nice attempt, just slightly off. It's a nice day for rugby here at QE. It's not too hot.
Yeah.
It's
nice little breeze going too. Keeps everyone cool.
Kingston realigns to line up with their forwards, with the Laval forwards, which is generally where the kicker will kick the ball to.
Nice high kick by the Laval 10.
Oh, good offload and drive. Good communication. Trevor Snyder, nice pass. Unfortunately, it went, well, we were lucky. Ian McLaughlin stole the ball. He pops the ball to Trevor again. Again, Ian McLaughlin takes the ball up. Now the Laval player must release and roll away. Ron Murphy takes the ball up. Laval has played the ball in the ruck. Mike Chambers is checking on the Laval player who's down. Again, the ball came flying out of the ruck the wrong way. Kingston had possession. The referee saw that they had possession, and then the ball came flying out towards the Laval end. Always an indication somebody's done something naughty on the ground. Kingston's kicking the ball out. They'll take the line out. Looks like the line out's inside the 22-meter line. The implication for that is that if Laval wins the ball, they can kick the ball directly out. Without it bouncing inside the field of play. And it will be, line out will be taking where the ball crosses. However, Chris Warner takes the ball down.
Kingston's forwards really seem to be dominating in all aspects of set piece this game.
Dennis Alsenstein is directing the pack. Laval
Great
has to stay behind. They're approaching the.
It's a try.
And Dennis Alsenstein dives over, scores a try.
Kingston's forwards drove that maul probably 20 meters down the field to get the try. That's definitely what you call a team try.
That's right. And when you're in the forward pack, that's a wonderful feeling to know that you're going forward. When you're defending, it's a miserable, miserable experience. It just takes everything out of your legs. Score now is Kingston 27, Laval 0.
Look at the pure dominance here in this replay of the Kingston's forwards just driving back.
And you see Dennis Asselstein, number 8, at the back with the ball, just looking. It's twisting a little bit. He's just waiting for the right time. they approached the line, he dove over. Mike Chambers, an excellent position for a referee to see the try being scored.
Nice kick by Brahim to knock it over, and score is now 29-0.
Roughly 14 minutes to go in the half. More than a point a minute. If Kingston keeps this up, it could be an impressive score. Good kickoff.
The Laval 10 has given his forwards a great a great attacking option off these kickoffs, but the forwards just aren't chasing the ball well enough. Kingston always makes good territory off the kickoffs.
Oh, unfortunately. Ron Murphy bobbled the ball. However, he bobbled the ball. He lost it forward. So we have a scrum put into the Laval scrum half. To go back to the scrum, it's formed by the front row of two props and a hooker in the middle who hooks the ball back. Two second row behind them with two flank forwards bound onto them and a number 8 at the back of the scrum. Both back lines must be 5 meters behind. Oh, scrum goes down. Both back lines must be 5 meters at least behind the number 8's foot to be onside, and they cannot move forward until the ball comes out of the scrum. Mike Chambers is talking to the front row. He wants them explaining what he wants from them. They must bind with each other, and they must bind square. You'll hear him call crouch, then touch where they touch the shoulders, and then set when they may engage. Scrum half put the ball in. Kingston drove them off their ball, and it came out number 8's feet. However, ball squirted loose, and Laval was able to recover, but Kingston's defending.
Sam McLaughlin really seems to be dominating the opposing prop he's going against in those scrums. Every scrum wheels to the right a bit just because of the extra push from his side.
Sam's a very dominant, imposing player, but you can see there Laval did not want to dive on the ball. They were trying to pick it up when the ball was bouncing around, which is never a good idea. Kingston took it. Unfortunately, they lost it, and it's a bit loose to play here now because Kingston's taking it, and
Kingston's been called for a penalty for diving over. They just got another penalty for talking too much to the ref.
You must maintain your feet when you go into a ruck, and Kingston lost their feet, went right to ground. Somebody said something to Mike Chambers, and he's marched them back, and that was a signal with his hands for the signal for dissent. Oh, not a good kick by Laval. They should have kicked that straight out. Good recovery. Back to the halfway line. Oop. Laval kicked. Everybody was onside because it was tipped by a Kingston player. Good ruck.
Kingston has a nice overlap here. Knocked on there by the Kingston player, so it's going to be a scrum to Laval.
You'll generally find a lot of the teams from Quebec have players who've played in France playing for them.
Jake.
Oh, good drive. You could hear Mike Chambers yelling, use it, to the scrum half. He got it out just in time. Otherwise, ooh.
Bad pass by the Kingston fullback.
Good recovery by Charlie, though.
Fake kick, another fake pass. Passes it off.
Good.
I think Mike Chambers there called diving on Kingston.
No, entering the ruck from the side. You could see him putting his arm out straight, which indicates you're entering the ruck illegally, or the mall for that matter. You must enter from behind through what is called the gate, which is essentially the space between the tackler's feet and the tackled player's head. Good kick by Laval.
They're in a really good attacking position here. Let's see if they can make the best of this opportunity.
Looks like it's a 5-meter line out, or close to it, which would indicate from Laval's forwards, I think they might want to catch and drive, but we'll see what happens. If they catch and drive, they'll tie in the Kingston forwards, and then that may be able to, they can release the ball to the backs who may have some space wide. Oh, unfortunately, the hooker missed his
stolen by Kingston.
Missed his target, and Kingston stole it. Ibrahim takes the ball in his in goal and kicks it way down the field. Again, we're back to the 50. Now 40 meters there, and good tackle by Kingston. Yep, and again, Kingston's going off their feet at the ruck. Quick tap by the Laval scrum half. And Mike Chambers has called Kingston, called advantage for Laval against Kingston. He's calling the Kingston player over. Can't see what he's saying to them. And
he's awarding a yellow card to the Kingston player for repeat infringement, I think.
Yeah. Looks like it's to the tight head prop, number 3.
Jacob McDonald.
Jacob is off for 10 minutes now, so he'll be back. It's now 30, almost 35 minutes in. He'll have 4.5 minutes in the second half to serve in the sin bin.
Great tackle by Trevor Snyder there.
Laval wants to take advantage of this extra man opportunity, and Kingston must release. You could hear Mike saying, use it. The referee, when they tell the players to use it at the back of a ruck, the ball's available, must be used within 5 seconds. Otherwise, it'll be a turnover to the other team who will have a scrum. Good attacking down the blind side.
Some poor tackling by Kingston there.
Good sustained pressure by Laval.
Good tackle there. I think that was Trevor Snyder again. He's been all over the field today.
Ball still available. Good attacking pressure, bit messy. We'll go back 5 meters for a 5-meter scrum to Laval. Trevor Snyder is also another correctional services officer in Kingston. He's been involved with the junior program in the past, which is run by Kate Pasick, I believe, for the girls under 18s and under 15s and under 16s, and Murray Robertson and Fiona Stone for the boys under 18 and under 16, I believe.
Kingston's having to bring in a substitution here. It's going to be Tom Horton going out for Tyrell Fitzpatrick. I think it has to do with the sin bin by Jacob McDonald. They don't have enough front row players in.
That's right. They would replace a second row or a back row with somebody who's played in the front row. Although Tom has in the past played in the front row as well.
Yes, that's true.
But this close in to the try line, and Laval has a man down. This close to the try line, you'd want your best possible and strongest possible front row in. They bring the water on now while they have a break for the physio to tend to check out the injured man. Player safety is paramount. Mike Chambers, the referee, is also an OUA level basketball ref. He was up in Ottawa 2 weeks ago, or last week I believe, as a referee when Carleton University played Texas Christian University. Carleton beat Texas Christian by about 30 points, and Mike was one of the referees. Play back on again. Players okay. Laval put into the scrum.
It's a really important scrum here with Laval. Might be able to get some points on the board, maybe up their spirits a bit for this game.
That's right. And Sam McLaughlin has switched sides from the loose head side to the tight head side. Great
Domination
scrum
again
by
by
Kingston. And Kingston drove, and the scrum wheeled, and when the scrum wheels 90 degrees, the team who did not put the ball in will win the ball back, will get the ball for the next put in. In junior rugby under 18 or under 19, I believe it is, the same rules don't apply. They will, it'll be a 45-degree wheel and reset the scrum. Same team that put the ball in puts it in again. In senior rugby, it gets turned over.
Just a bit of a messy scrum there. Chambers going to blow it up and then reset it.
You'll hear the calls: crouch, touch, set. That scrum cadence is going to change next year. It's already changed in the Southern Hemisphere to crouch, bind, set, where the front row bind on each other and then they engage. Takes a bit of the sting out of the hit. Good hit, good drive by Kingston. Not the greatest pass. Put a little pressure on Ibrahim, and he had to jink and jive to get away from the player coming at him before he could kick the ball out.
Kingston forwards are really coming up big in crunch time here, down on their own goal line. That's the second set piece turnover they've produced this game.
And really, they've been doing that the whole season to all the teams in this league. Good take by the Laval player, although his lifters dropped him. You see Kingston take off. They had to wait till the ball came out, and they were up fast and hard, put a lot of pressure on the Laval players. Dennis Asseltine and Trevor Snyder are pretty much dominant in the open play. But you can see once they know they can't get the ball, they just hold, set up on a defensive line and wait for the ball to come out. Turn the player back in. Ooh.
It's a nice pass by the Laval 10 there, but the winger ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
It'll be a turnover, Kingston line out.
Yeah. And that was good pressure by Kingston, good defensive pressure by Kingston. We're getting close to the end of the half now. With injury time, I would expect we're within a minute of the half. Good catch by Kingston. It set up a maul. Now they're driving forward. Laval peeled off, but the maul stays. They can't bring it down. Good pass by Dennis. Oh. Abraham's forced the Laval team to turn and run backwards. Bad pass by the
Laval winger doesn't know what to do. He just threw it out of bounds.
And they have the option now, when the ball's thrown knocked into touch forward, they can choose a scrum or they can go for the line out. Dennis Asseltine has chosen the line out.
I expect Kingston here to go for another maul. Being in the good attacking position they are, they can probably get some serious ground off it.
Yeah, and you can see Laval's kind of dragging now. You'll have to watch now the back line for Laval. If it's caught and held, they must hold their position. They can't come forward.
It's going to be another drive here by Kingston. Good line out.
Now
already starting to get lots of pressure. Peeled off by Dennis Asseltine.
Good loop by Abraham. A good pass by...
Nice pass. It's another nice pass on the wing there.
Unfortunately, ball went forward, I believe. Yep.
Pass. It's going to be a scrum for Laval.
As we wait for the scrum, we'll notice the Kingston back line setting up. Ian McLaughlin, the winger, the 14 on the near side, is coming out and back with the fullback. The 10, 12, and 13 are up flat, 5 meters away from the end of the scrum. And the referee's blown up the scrum for, and he was talking to the prop, so the scrum wasn't very stable, I believe.
He switched sides to watch the other side. There must be something going on with the prop on this side.
Again, the black hearts of the front row, sometimes very difficult to understand. But again, you see Kingston's driving them in, and the Quebec front row are going.
It's a penalty on Kingston's front row there. I think it must have been on Sam McLaughlin.
Yeah, he's calling Kingston for standing up in the front row. Bad kick by Laval.
Kingston had a decent advantage out the wide, but messed up that pass.
Yeah, didn't go to hand, but it went back, so that the Kingston is still alive with the ball. Good ruck. Dennis Asseltine coming around,
good
calling
attack
for the
on
ball,
the blind side.
Popping the ball to the fullback. Ball goes out to Abraham. Oh, good move. Unfortunately, it didn't end well. And that's halftime, folks. We'll have about 5 or 10 minutes till the second half starts.
It's 29-0 for the Kingston Panthers over Laval.
Thank you.
So we're back here after halftime at QECVI. The score is 29-0 for Kingston Panthers. Jacob McDonald, I believe, is still in the sin bin, probably for about another 3 or 4 minutes. So right now, Kingston is down a man, playing 14-on-15.
That's right. Mike Chambers is talking to the captains, to the Kingston hooker. Prior to the game started, he's ready to go. Checking with Laval, make sure they're ready.
While we got a second here, I'd just like to mention 2 young guys that are doing touch for us have recently been selected for the Eastern Ontario Sevens team. That's a big accomplishment for them too.
That's excellent. And I will mention that there were 3 members of the Kingston under 18 team and the Regiopolis high school team who were playing for the Ontario 7-a-side team in the Las Vegas Sevens tournament this past February. Connor Plumpton, Reese Marshall, and Aiden, and I can't think of Aiden's last name, my apologies, Aiden, coached at Regiopolis by Andrew Davies and Bobby. I cannot remember your name either, Bobby, my apologies, but very good. Regiopolis went to the final at OFSA, and
There's also Brogan Carroll, who's playing today. He'll be playing blindside flanker. He was played for the U19 Voyageurs and recently competed at the Nationals.
And the Voyageurs are a team based between, I think it's Montreal, Ottawa, and Kingston. Oh, ball came back, kicked by a foot. Ron Murphy picked it up. Oh, good loop play by Sam McLaughlin, popping it to Abraham, who runs around.
Just beats everyone with pure speed, basically. Touches it down in the middle. It's going to be a kick right dead on between the posts.
And these plays where the ball comes out and the passer loops around sometimes are missed by the players who are supposed to be marking them, especially in a game where you're getting beaten as badly as Laval is. They're tired, and their mental acuity is not quite as good as it was at the beginning of the game. Nice little jink by Abraham. What's his last name? Good convert.
That'll make it 36-0 for Kingston.
They've fallen off the pace a bit, unfortunately. It was a point a minute, but they've dropped off. I think they've got to pick up their game.
It's penalties. Penalties have been really keeping them out of it. They keep getting penalties, and Laval just keeps retaining possession and kicking the ball further down the field.
As we wait for the kickoff for Laval, here it comes. Good call. The communication in receiving a kick is hugely important, so you avoid people running into each other and dropping the ball and putting the other team on the front foot.
It's a good tackle by Brogan Carroll there on the fullback, coming in at some good speed. It's a nice little kick into some space by Laval 10. It's going to be a Kingston line out.
It's always good for the referee to have a good rapport with the players. They it makes it easier to manage the game if you can manage the people on the field. Here's a call by Dennis. Good take by Warner.
Another maul by Kingston.
Driving up the field. This just saps the legs right, and Laval's gone over it. Mike Chambers calling advantage for Laval, pulling them all down. It's dangerous, it's illegal, but Laval has nothing in the legs right now.
Kingston's attacking out wide, got a little bit of space. It's a young man playing wing on the far side. His name is Ben Witten. He's from Napanee, I believe, and I think this is his first year of men's rugby.
For Kingston.
For Kingston.
Yes. Ben played for the Napanee Outlaws for a number of years. He also played, I believe, for Waterloo County and for, I believe, the University of Waterloo. Dennis Asselstein, the captain of Kingston, is asking the referee, Mike Chambers, a few questions about the penalty. Laval substituting a player in. Excuse me. The Kingston player who had been yellow carded is now back on the field. He must have come on within the last 30 seconds. Okay, Laval line out. Mike's telling Laval to hold because Laval were putting players into and out of the lineout. Oh, good jump by Laval. Not a great pass that put
good pressure by Trevor Snyder to force the scrum half to run.
It put the receiver under tremendous pressure because it was very much a floater pass. That should come down a lot crisper. Laval's trying them all, but you can see Kingston's got a lot more energy and oomph in their legs because they're driving Laval backwards.
Great play by Kingston to force the turnover there.
That's right.
That'll be a Kingston scrum.
Yes. In the case of a maul, if you take the ball into the maul and you don't produce it, it turns over to the other team. The referee will generally give the attacking team with the ball a chance to get it out. He'll give them one chance, and if they don't get it out, he'll blow the whistle within about 5 seconds and turn the ball over to the other team for a scrum. And given that as dominant as Kingston is in the scrum against Laval, that's not a good thing. And you saw there, the Laval front row, in the engagement of the scrum, they went right down to the deck, which is illegal.
So Kingston's just going to kick for touch here and go for the line out.
And that's the thing about Kingston. Their kicking and their play has been far more precise than Laval's. When they've kicked for touch, they put it into touch. When they have kicked for position on the fields, they put it into gaps. And they put Laval constantly under pressure. My expectation is that in the last 20 minutes of this game, Laval won't have much left in the legs and Kingston will just run all over them.
Nice.
Yes, and that throw was a bit skewed. It was not straight.
So Laval has the choice here of a scrum or line out, and
they've chosen line out. The scrum would have been on the 15-meter line, which is at the back, very back of where the lineout can go to. The players can line up, I should say. Good throw, but again, a poor pass.
Good pressure by Chris Warner there.
By the good take in the lineout, poor pass by the jumper. Laval was fortunate they were able to get it out, but it's a bit of a mess now, and Kingston's counter-rucking, and they've driven through, although they haven't been able to get the ball, but they driven Laval back 15 meters. And again,
good pressure by Dennis Hasselstein to force the turnover.
Good
ball
pass
comes out wide to Ian McLaughlin, but it's misplayed. Bad pass.
That's a more or less a timing and space issue, in that Ian wasn't coming up quite as fast as Ibrahim would have liked him to. Time is off now. There's a Laval player down. In the old days, Josh, well before you were born, we would play with 2 substitutes and generally never come off, and we didn't know better, so we generally never had water breaks. We also had long sleeve black cotton jerseys that we'd play in on hot July days. Much better now in that you've got up to 7 or 8 subs.
I think it's 8 now. I think they recently made it 8 in international level rugby.
Yeah, that's right. And we also are aware of hydration and nutrition, much more so than we ever were in my days back in the last century. In the dawns of time. Again, 36-0 for Kingston. Laval has a defensive line out. You can see 2 players from Kingston running back. They must run back to where their number 10 is, to the 10 meters away from the line of touch. Laval under a lot of pressure. And if they don't give a good pass to the receiver from the line out,
Kingston opted not to even boost anybody in the line out. Laval attacks blindside, but doesn't do much with it.
That was a better pass, but the ball is just messy. And a good
counter-ruck by Jacob McDonald and Brogan Carroll there. Almost forcing the turnover, but putting the Laval side under great pressure.
And Laval forwards are all offside there. But the ball came out, went directly out, so they were okay.
It's going to be a line out for Kingston.
When the kicker kicks the ball, players ahead of the kicker must retreat or be put onside by their own players. In that case, it didn't matter because the ball went directly into touch. Oh,
bad line out by Kingston.
Yeah.
One of the few times you've seen them make mistakes in their set piece game today.
Yeah, that looked like a mistiming between the jumper and the hooker.
Oh.
However,
forced the turnover, and Sam McLaughlin
picks up the ball.
Big run in there, breaking some tackles.
And Sam's just a tank to tackle and put down. However, the ball's going wide, and good wide pass. Unfortunately, not a good reception. However, it looks like there may have been a late hit, and Mike Chambers is calling Laval player.
A red card.
Mike's red card, a Laval player for a dangerous hit.
So that player will be off the field for the rest of the game.
Yes. So Laval now is, aside from being tired and beaten up, is now down to 14 men. It'd be interesting to see that hit again, because I missed it in the.
Yes, me too.
Looks like Ibrahim is headed out of the game. Possibly a leg issue.
Kingston's going to bring in a replacement here for Ibrahim. The replacement's a new guy to the club this year. I believe his name's Isaac.
Isaac's a very, very interesting runner. He's very hard to tackle. Jacob goes over, scores a try.
That'll be his second try of the match today. Yeah. That'll be his first 2 tries of the season this year as well.
That's right. And you could see when he went over, Laval were not coordinated in any way. There were lots of gaps. It was easy to find a gap for a big guy to go through, and trying to tackle somebody like that coming at full pace, one-on-one, that close in, very difficult.
Scores now 41-0 for Kingston.
There you can see it. There's Sam McLaughlin popping the ball, and Jacob goes in, makes a few moves.
Nice hard running by Jacob.
Looks like he could be a inside center. Those dancing feet. As we prepare for the convert, Kingston Club as such has been around since 1967. Missed the convert, 41-0 for Kingston. There have been a lot of players who've come through Kingston over the years, some of who have played for Canada, such as Dave Lougheed, some of whom have had opportunities to play for Canada, but for one reason or another have not managed to fulfill it. And of course, the university season is about to start up at the end of the month with preseason exhibition tournaments with Queen's, with Royal Military College, with St. Lawrence College. Good take of the ball from the kickoff. Good ruck. Dennis Asselstein was about to pick up, but he left
nice
the ball.
Nice crash ball
run
by Trevor Snyder there, getting some great yardage.
That's so important to keep his feet until your support can come through. Ron Murphy is right on at the base of the ruck all the time now. He's there.
Ooh,
when people
bad pass thrown away by the replacement.
Too rushed to get.
From the side in there. That's by the number 7.
He was calling Ben from being on the side. You could see him coming in from the side.
Laval takes a quick tap and puts a kick down.
And the referee was warning 7 off his legs, so it's okay. The referee was warned 7 about 2 or 3 times to get into the back.
Nice pass by the winger there.
Oh, and this is Isaac, he's got dancing feet and he moves around really well, and he's hard to bring down.
Laval takes a quick tap again.
Penalty for Laval.
Nice offload.
Unfortunately, I didn't see the signal by the referee. Good pickup by the Kingston 7. He's got up to his feet, kept his feet, allowed support to come to him. Ron Murphy, the scrum half, picks up and chips over the top. There's a Laval player down in the middle of the field. Play will go on unless he's in danger. Good pickup by Isaac, but again, hurry the pass, not throwing it to anybody. Dennis Asselstein gets the ball. Good fend by the 13. Unfortunately, the ball was behind Dennis Asselstein, and he just couldn't snag it.
It's going to be a line out to Laval.
So Kingston's definitely scored more than 4 tries. 4 tries is key because it gives you a bonus point as well as your points for winning the game. Laval is in no danger of getting a bonus point because they haven't scored anything at this point. Kingston's counting the numbers in the Laval lineup. The Kingston players must move back 10 meters from the line. Oh, good steal by
Tom Horton there. It's a bad low pass by the hooker to give Tom the chance to take it. Great run by Charlie with a couple of fakes and good moves. Puts it down under the post.
For another 5-point try. 46-0 for Kingston. Charlie's a very elusive runner. He's difficult to bring down. You have to go, you can't fall for his fakes. You've really got to target him. And here we go now, as you can see. A bit high for Dennis Asseltine, but
Charlie, you see here, he gets the fake and gets the defenders going on the wrong foot.
That's right. And he fakes a pass. Got the defender's not sure exactly what he's going to do. When he realized he's keeping the ball, he tried to tackle him, but he was gone past him.
So with that try, it makes a score of 46-0.
Going for the 2-point convert.
The kick is good.
Convert's good. Another 2 points. 48-0 for Kingston. I was watching a bit of the CFL game last night and passed by the NFL game as well. The North American Code of Football originally came out of a game. The genesis came out of a game between McGill and Harvard back in the 1870s, I believe it was, and that game is still played today, the annual rugby match between McGill and Harvard, just as West Point and Royal Military College play annually. Now, Josh, the Kingston season ends fairly soon, does it not?
I believe this is the last season game for this team, and playoffs begin next weekend.
Good run by Trevor. Bouncing off people, fending him off. He's so strong and so low to the ground. It's hard to bring him down.
Throughout the whole game, Kingston's just been winning the point of attack and always has Laval going on the back foot, which can be a huge thing.
That was Ian McDonald, Sam McLaughlin's brother, who went through and in, and before Charlie came in with the ball. Good kick by Dennis Asseltine.
Finds a little gap to put some pressure on it. Great bounce for Kingston, though. Recover it back.
Nice play. Key thing there with that kick by Dennis is he kicked it into a gap and kept it into the field of play. Did not kick it out, because if he had kicked it out, that ball would have come directly back to where he had kicked it from, or in line with where he kicked it from the lineup. Good
Great
run
moves by Trevor.
Generally, he's a taller guy.
A little bit of a bad pass there by the scrum half.
Taller guys generally have trouble with players like Trevor, who are short and who run low to the ground.
Kingston's been called with a penalty here. Dennis Asseltine's trying to sort out the problem with the ref, Mike Chambers, there.
Again, I didn't quite see the signal, but I think it was going in from the side. Ball was still
Kingston's
in.
Kingston's going to try and attack back wide.
Precision, this is key for Kingston. And
Kingston's got a lot of space out wide.
Laval is not playing with much precision, and it cost them a try. That ball should have gone directly into touch. It did not go in. Kingston took it, spun it to the other side of the field, went down the field, and Laval, you can see the Laval players, half of them are lying on the ground, bent over. They have nothing left at this point. They could not get wide, and they could not support their own defensive tacklers.
That was Brogan Carroll who took that run in. He's a great runner. He usually plays in the backs, but I guess this summer he's been playing a lot of flanker and 8-man.
Referee talking to the hooker, who would have had some questions probably about the previous penalty. Waiting for the convert. Nope. 53-0 for Kingston. No convert.
There was, I believe the Kingston just made a substitution. I think Jacob McDonald went out and Wally came in. I'm not sure of Wally's last name. I just know him as Wally.
Yes. Look, here's the try coming.
Great movement out wide by Kingston. Brogan Carroll had a lot of pace going onto the ball and some support on the inside that drew some defenders to the support.
And you can see him. He was carrying the ball in two hands, faking with the ball. Players weren't sure if he was going to pass it off, and they went for the pass. He pulled it back in, dips his shoulders a couple times.
Just a great play.
You can see even now the Laval players, their number 10 is just sucking air. It's not a pleasant experience to be in when you're being in a hiding like this. Because you're always defending, always going backwards, and always having to make tackles. Well, maybe not in my case, but.
Kingston's going to look to attack out wide here.
Oh, good.
Charlie Tremblay puts Isaac into a gap. Isaac gets tripped up but gets back up.
He wasn't held, so. And they're not holding him, so he can get up.
Bring him in here for a ruck.
Good ruck. Ball's out. There's Ron Murphy digging for the ball. Pop to a forward, drive in. Ian McLaughlin has it.
Attacking on the blind side.
And
nice little
move.
Shift by the fullback. Oh, and a grubber kick through. He's got a good chance at recovering this. Recovers it up. Oh, bad offload though.
But that's.
What? Ian McLaughlin makes something out of nothing.
They had enough bodies there, and Laval, they had about 4 or 5 bodies to Laval's 1 or 2. And even though it went back, it wasn't a perfect pass. They were able to get it. The problem with these type of games, though, is those little mistakes come back to haunt you when you're playing a serious, tough contest. It doesn't appear that they're going to have that this year, but next year.
Great grubber kick by Fraser Nash,
Beautiful.
I believe his name is, to put it into a good space. Right idea with the offload, but just bad timing.
Yep. But it went backwards. It didn't get knocked on, so they were able to recover and pick it up and go. 58-0 for Kingston. Can we make it 60? Not a bad kick.
Just a little too. I had the accuracy, but just not enough power on it. But it's going to keep it 58-0 for Kingston.
So we're into the last 13 minutes of the game. And Laval again down a man, playing against a rampant Kingston team.
Kingston's brung in another couple subs here. We got Skylar Sargent coming in wearing number 22, and I'm not sure the person's name wearing number 20.
Again, the kickoff. People were calling for it, so it was good communication. Unfortunately, sloppy pass.
That'll be a scrum for Laval.
See how much pressure Kingston puts Laval under with this scrum. See if they can take one against the head.
Kingston scrum has been dominating all day, but as you can see, there's 2 replacement props in right now, so we'll see if they can still have the same effect as the starting props did.
That's right. And taking the ball against the head, normally when you put the ball in, your own side should win it. But if you put it in and you lose it to the other side, that's called taking it against the head. Kingston's just walking right over Laval. Laval has, as I said, has nothing left in their legs. So in all of that, Kingston drove Laval off their own ball. Kingston has to put in for the reset scrum. Good stable scrum, ball goes in. Kenneth Southstein, the 8, picks up. And
great line by Isaac to hit the gap. He's got some support with him. Let's see if he uses it or takes it himself. He just takes it himself, and he's going to take it all the way in for the try.
And Dennis Asselstein was the one that set that up because he took the ball wide, and he knew he was coming. He just held the ball long enough till Isaac hit the gap just behind him. So Laval had no chance of stopping Isaac.
Isaac's had a good impact coming in off the bench.
And the convert's good. So that's now another 7 points. Again, Isaac's he's not quite a tank to put down, but he's so powerful in the legs. 65-0 for Kingston now.
Let's see if Laval comes back and keeps putting some pressure on Kingston. You got to keep your intensity up when you're playing a sport like this, or else someone can get hurt.
Yeah, that's the danger when you see players going in tentatively to contact situations. They generally get hurt. You must go in full out.
That's another replacement. That's Joey LeBlanc. He's coming in, taking the ball in, nice hard pace.
That's a good Acadian name, LeBlanc.
Nice grubber through by Charlie.
And that was
picked up by the
winger.
He's got a lot of space. He's going to make it in for the sure try again.
Another 5-pointer, 70-0 for Kingston. Right in front of the post. That should make it 72-0.
Kingston's tacked on like 3 or 4 tries in the past 5 minutes.
That's right. That last 20 minutes is a killer. There goes Charlie. That was a brilliant kick. He saw the space, and there was communication between, and Skylar is coming up behind him, so he's there to support, but he didn't need it. Nice try. He missed it.
Missed the conversion, so that'll keep it at 70-0.
With about 7 minutes to go. 7 or 8 minutes to go, depending on injury time.
Laval's taking a long time to get the ball up for the kickoff here. Don't really seem too into the game anymore.
Laval's ready for the kickoff. Ron Murphy called for it. Everybody respected his call. Pops it to Trevor.
Nice hard run by Trevor Snyder.
Again, so difficult to bring down because he's so low and so powerful. And good instep by Isaac. Again, that
It's Trevor Snyder again taking it in. Ruck set up by Kingston.
That jink by Trevor, just hard to know which way he's going. Charlie was doing the same thing, but he fell.
T. Fitz coming around for the crash ball. Oh, making some serious yards, breaking some good tackles.
And again, he's got, there's another of our correctional services officers. Good drive, good play, however.
Kingston's just been called for a penalty for not releasing.
Yeah. And that was probably where Tyler was on his hands and knees and preventing Laval from getting the ball.
So it'll be a Laval line out at just about the halfway mark of the field. Laval's often go for the 3-man line out here.
Now they're bringing a fourth one in. So Kingston will be allowed to match. Now, Kingston reached up for the ball, but it went off their fingers forward. They knocked the ball on. So that comes out now to the 15-meter line. It's a scrum put in to Laval. Again, I expect Kingston to walk Laval right off the ball. Oh, they're holding for the Laval player in the second row slipped, put the scrum under pressure.
So it's just going to be a re-scrum, I think, to Laval.
That's right. $70 nothing for Kingston. Under 6 minutes to go. Kingston's not really putting a lot of pressure on Laval now. They don't need to. A good ball and all tackle, but the Kingston player must release so that the Laval player can place the ball.
Great tackle.
But the Laval player was able to offload.
Scrum half goes for the box kick, but it's not a very far kick. It just basically goes completely lateral.
Poor kick. Again, this comes down to what I said before. Kingston has the precision. Laval does not.
Kingston's going to attack out wide again here. Looks like they got some space. Nice gap taken.
That should be another 5-pointer, getting up to 3/4 of a century.
So that's going to make it 75-0. Hats off to the Kingston forwards today for just dominating in all set pieces and the rucks and contact battles today. Definitely set the pace for the team.
Yes, they did. And this is actually a much... there it goes. A nice breakthrough. Support on the wing. Doesn't need it. Laval's given up 15 meters out. And that's game. Kingston 75, Laval nothing. Thank you for tuning in.
Have a good day, everyone.
and come out to QECVI next Saturday to see Kingston play in the quarterfinals or semifinals. Is it semifinals?
I think it's quarterfinals. I think their first and their seconds are both made it to the quarterfinals now.
That's good. And today the Kingston second team beat Brockville 22-8 in a tight game. Thanks, guys.